I'm Bronwen, and I am marrying a man serving life. This will be my wedding dress that I'll be wearing at the prison.
To accept this call, press 0. This call is from a correction facility.
I was actually just scrolling on TikTok. This prison wife came up and said, like, these guys are looking for pen pals. So I was like, well, maybe I'll just write to a prisoner.
We don't know when he's getting out. My name is Montreanna, and I got back with my man after he went to jail. He has a life sentence. He will be coming home, and I'm certain of that.
So this will be my wedding dress that I'll be wearing at the prison. I still don't even know if I can wear it because I don't know if there's no shoulders allowed. Hi, I'm Bronwen, and I am marrying a man serving life. This is his ring that he designed, and there's an engravement on the inside that says forever yours. I'm having my honeymoon behind bars. We need a good lawyer. Some comments that I get are pretty hateful. He's in prison. If he's not loyal, then he's playing on the other team. Embarrassing. Seek help.
I've always felt that they should wait to get married.
He could stay in for the rest of his life. There's no set date for his release. The worst thing about it is that we're not free. We are in a jail. It's just a dark and gloomy place to have a celebration. You're limited to what you can do in a maximum penitentiary. We have flowers and my wedding dress. I've probably spent around $5,000 to $6,000 on our wedding. So I bought this car for my husband because I want him to be mobile when he comes home. I'm hoping that Justin can get out as soon as possible to drive it, hopefully within 2 to 3, max 4 years. I can't wait till we roll up to functions together in our his and hers Benzes. If anybody thinks this is a waste of money, I'm not trying to be rude, but it's my money, not yours. I met Justin through a mutual friend in 2003. I was asked by my best friend to accompany her to visit one of her boyfriends back in the day in jail. And I said, I don't want to have anything to do with that. She did some convincing. I agreed, and then I went there, and the rest was history. He was always very polite. He was trying to get my number, and I was saying no. I was refusing all of his advances. In his mind, he says that this was the girl I want to marry. I think I just turned 18. I didn't have any interest to be dating someone that was, charged with a criminal offense. So when we left the visit, I was kind of like happy that we left. I was like, oh, thank God that's over with. He kept calling and calling and calling. And then one day I just gave in and I'm like, all right, this is annoying. I'll talk to you. And then he started to ask if he could write me letters, and I agreed. So it took him about 6 months to actually win my heart. And then I almost immediately fell in love with him. We stayed together for a few years. However, we didn't get to see each other a lot, and we just eventually lost contact. Years later, I was like, well, I wonder what Justin's doing, because this relationship kind of sucks that I'm in. And I'm like, that guy was really nice to me. I wonder where he is. 12 and a half years, we had no contact. It's very hard to find somebody in prison, especially when you don't know where they are. And I started talking to this inmate to try to find out where my husband was. One day he called me, and he's like, oh, I know where your ex is. And he's like, and he's single. I'm like, I'll call you back. Click, wrote him a letter right away. So 2 months went by, I opened the mailbox, and I was so shocked, but there was a letter from him. I called him right away, and boom, we got engaged 2 weeks later. We have a wedding registry on our Instagram and our TikTok. We've started to receive some gifts, some of the silly little things I asked for, like some lashes. We need these clear bottles when I take stuff into the prison, like shampoo and things like that. Unfortunately, we can't play music. We can't have any banners or any crazy fireworks or anything like that. So today I'm gonna be doing a TikTok live, and I'm going to read some of the comments to you guys. How do you get married in prison? It's a big process, but basically you have to get approved by the warden and several other people from the institution. I almost went to jail for evading millions in taxes, but my amazing lawyers got my charges dropped. That's amazing. Can you drop his name in the comments, because we need a good lawyer. You're amazing. Let's go strong like this. I love all you guys. You guys, again, are my strength. Some of these comments that I get from people on TikTok or Instagram, social media, are pretty hateful. So one in particular, he's in prison. If he's not loyal, then he's playing on the other team. I think it's trauma. It's a fantasy, not reality, but if that works for you, then hey. Oh, you poor thing. I hope you didn't regret the time you've invested in this relationship. I've responded to a lot of these on my TikTok. I really want to tell them my genuine answer and see if they can see it from my side. Sometimes I do turn their opinions around. Your whole Instagram personality is someone proud for dating a jailbird that can't even support his family because he's behind walls. Embarrassing. You need a real man. I always get comments saying, what can he do for you? What's wrong with you? Seek help. There's a lot of people that ask me to hook them up with prisoners. They're not all built the same. On the other hand, I feel like the love that me and Justin has is a very healthy, real, non-toxic love that does deserve to be shared, because that kind of love doesn't exist anymore. I don't want young girls to go and be with men in prison just because they think everybody's like Justin. Everybody's not like Justin. I promise you that. I've been there. So babe, how are you feeling? I know our wedding's coming up.
I'll tell you, I'm like excited more than anything. Right? Like everything that I said to you 21 years ago is coming to fruition now. I'm excited that finally we're gonna get to be together. Finally.
I'm a little overwhelmed because I am doing this all on my own, but this is a dream come true. I feel like I'm in a fairy tale and I just can't wait.
You know, you're smart and you're funny and you just are the person that I know I was meant to be with. And I never let go of that.
We're so corny.
I love you because you love me so much, you know. I think the judgment that would be most unfair is like, what can a guy in my position have to offer you? Right? I think people unfairly judge me for that because it's not all about material, right?
Right, and it's so hard to explain that to people who've never really been in love, because your love is worth your weight in gold. You know what I mean? I would still be with you over somebody with money that doesn't treat me properly.
How long we've known each other, we've never spent the night alone together.
No.
It's so nuts, man. Like, it's crazy.
It is, really,
You know?
really is.
It shows the strength of our relationship, right?
Facts.
They just told me again right now, so I gotta go right
All right, I love you.
now. Okay?
I'll
All
talk
right,
to you
I love
later. Yeah, see, that's what sucks, is that a call could just end just like that, abruptly. So that's some of the consequences of being in a relationship in prison.
So I'm only allowed to have 2 guests at my wedding, and one of them is going to be TJ. She's coming over really soon, and I'm going to ask her to be my bridesmaid.
I've kind of always felt that they should wait to get married until, Justin comes home and they can have, the proper wedding that they both deserve. Your wedding day is supposed to be the most beautiful day of your life, and I just feel that it being in jail for both of them is just very limited. So can I expect an open bar? Are we gonna have dancing? How is this supposed to look?
Oh my God,
Paint this picture for me.
I would be the first person to have the open bar at the wedding, but we can't have any alcohol. We can't have, we can dance if we want to, but I don't know if there's gonna be music. Maybe the guard will be nice and put on his cell phone for us. I don't know, but it's gonna kind of be like, just a very, just close few people together eating some cake and just, giving each other hugs and making some laughs.
What the honeymoon is gonna look like? What do you guys have planned?
Well, we get our own house, which is good. It's connected to there's other inmates staying. I'm gonna just get to see him behind the scenes instead of guards behind him and instead of kids screaming in a visiting room. Yeah. So we're just gonna enjoy every single day as much as we can.
So I wanna thank you for changing my brother's life. You have sparked that motivation and drive to come home, and he's gonna have a good home to come home to.
Thank you, TJ. I'm so glad I get to be a part of your guys' family. You have no idea. So TJ, I don't know how this is gonna work because it's a prison wedding, but Justin wanted me to ask you, we've been wanting to ask you for a long time, if you will be my maid of honor.
Yes, I would love that. I would love to do that for you, absolutely.
Thank you so much, thank you. Oh my God, I feel so blessed. I think this relationship works because we have a history, we trust each other, we both have this deep understanding for each other. It's just all love. It's literally what you see in movies. If you think that's fake, it's not, it's out there. I know for sure that this is what real love is.
To accept this call, press 0. This call is from a correction facility.
He's a really good guy. He just got caught for doing stupid stuff, basically. So I was actually just scrolling on TikTok. This prison wife came up and said, these guys are looking for pen pals. So I was like, well, maybe I'll just write to a prisoner. Honestly, I just want to hug him. I wish I could hug him, but South Dakota's really far.
It's the idea of, in your mind, how you want the relationship to be. For me, going to prison is like a big deal. You're a bad person.
Michael deserves love. I've told him I just want him happy. He wants to do better.
And I wish him luck. I just don't wish him luck in this family.
The first dream catcher I ever got, that one was a gift. That was the first one he ever sent me. I think total it took him maybe about 4 to 5 days, which when you look at these dream catchers, they look like they would take a lot longer, but when you're in prison, you have endless amounts of time, so he probably did it day and night. So I was actually just scrolling on TikTok and this really funny prison wife came up and she said these guys are looking for pen pals. So I was like, well, maybe I'll just write to a prisoner. I ended up downloading the app, it's called GTL, and I added him. So he messaged me first and we started talking every single day. Very soon, I would say maybe 3 weeks after we started talking, I realized that I was starting to get feelings for him, and he felt the same way, but he ended up telling me that he loved me first. He's a good guy. He's a really good guy. He just got caught for doing stupid stuff, basically. He's in there for aiding and abetting. I used to have this stigma about people in prison. You're in prison, you're a bad person. I feel bad, I was judgmental, and now I'm like, wow, it's crazy that, there's guys in there, they messed up 20 years ago for something so small and they're just sitting in there, and they don't deserve it.
To accept this call, press 0. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using GTL.
Hello.
Hey.
Oh, my baby.
What?
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Yep.
I'm good. Just sorting clothes.
Yeah.
Listening to music.
Why can't you listen to my music?
Jessica Simpson, Britney Spears. No thanks, my love.
No.
Thank you.
Not for you.
I can't do it. No. No.
You're such a dork.
Yeah, but I'm good. That's all that matters.
I know. You are my dork.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hi.
Are you on the phone?
I'm on the phone.
Oh, nice.
It's Kay and Corinne. I'm gonna let you go. Can you call me maybe in an hour?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll talk to you in a bit.
Hasta
Love
luego.
you.
Love you.
Okay, bye. All right, ready?
Yes. 1, 2, 3.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Salute.
Ching ching.
What's the purpose of the trip out there? Are you going to go to his hearing, or is he going to come back with you?
Just to
or-
meet him.
It's not love, it's lust. It's the idea of, in your mind, how you want the relationship to be. It's a rebound. For me, going to prison is a big deal. You're a bad person.
I'm willing to give it a chance. He's gonna prove you wrong.
We'll see.
Well, I think she's confused. You would think after going through a 10-year relationship and a divorce, you would want a little more in life other than somebody that's been behind bars.
Whatever he did was pretty bad. I want her to be with the guy who's gonna take charge, and he's already gonna have his stuff together. I'm not comfortable with it, I'm on the fence with it, and I hope for the best.
And I wish him luck. I just don't wish him luck in this family.
When I get I guess unsolicited advice or just judgments and stuff, okay, well, I'm happy. So I hope you're happy, but I'm happy. I am. I'm very happy. I haven't been this happy in 10 years, I think.
I think it's gonna be pretty awesome when you meet him in person.
I think so too.
That's when I was like, oh no, she's like, no. She's not gonna let me go.
What I would say to people who would judge our relationship, everybody deserves happiness. If this is my version of it, let me live my life. Michael deserves love. I've told him even if we didn't work out, even if for whatever reason we're better off as friends, I just want him happy. He wants to do better. People should want these guys coming out and doing good. So I'm excited. I can't wait. My biggest thing is just the normalcy, of just being able to touch him. I just want to hug him.
My name is Montreanna, and I got back with my man after he went to jail. He has a life sentence. We don't know when he's getting out. People say pretty horrific things. Imagine waiting and when he gets out, you get cheated on and left. I'm sure his bunk buddy is in them drawers every night. Prison relationships, it's always a negative outcome. That is what most people think, but he will be coming home, and I'm certain of that, I'm sure. I invited my mama over today. She's brutally honest, so I expect she gonna have some words.
You need to think about the reality. What if he do come home, and what if he do have an eye? Baby.
So this is like a magazine that I made of myself. It has a lot of stuff to do with like my relationship and just like where I want to be. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. That's one of my favorite words of affirmation, and that highlights me and Manny's relationship now. If I want it, it's already mine. So if I want him to be out of jail, he already out of jail. I'm Montreanna, and I married my high school sweetheart after he was sentenced to life in prison. The hardest thing for me about Manny being in prison is me knowing who he is and feeling like somebody in there and they don't deserve that. You know what I mean? Outside of that, it's the fact that I don't know when he's gonna get out. He has a life sentence right now. He's been in there for going on 7 years. People say a lot of stuff, why stick beside somebody that's in that situation, or he deserves to be there and they don't even know him. Imagine waiting and when he gets out, you get cheated on and left. I see it every day, fam. Ain't no way y'all think y'all soulmate is in the Department of Corrections. Don't worry about that. I'm sure his bunk buddy is in them drawers every night. Somebody else called me a crash dummy. You coming to comment that benefited what? It did what? Prison relationships is toxic, or it's always negative. It's always a negative outcome. That is what most people think, but we're regular, normal people like everybody else that just love hard. I feel like we're a good example of healthy. I have the choice to be with who I want to be with on the outside or the inside, and I choose to be with him, so that should be respected. I met Manny in high school, and I was only really interested in females. You could almost consider me lesbian when I was in high school, but I was interested in him. He knew I liked females. He knew I liked women. So he said, like, you can date women still. Like, I don't mind. Just let me know. He told me that was fine. So I had a little girlfriend or just somebody I was messing with. I told him about it, but it ended up getting around the school. And they kind of like talked about him for it and made him feel bad about allowing me to do that. It initially broke us up. In my mind, I was always with him when we was broken up. Nobody ever came even the little bit as close to him. When I found out that he was incarcerated, it was very hard for me. It was hard for me because I understood like he didn't deserve that and he doesn't deserve that. I just was looking at his charges and just looking at the situation. I'm like, that's not him. What's going on? So it caused me to have questions. I ended up seeing his cousin outside after all these years. I was through with my relationship for good, and I was just kind of like, this is the time now to reach out. And I was like, tell him to call me. And he ended up calling me like 2 weeks later. It felt like my heart was literally like beating out my chest. I was on the phone just like, literally, that's how I was. Because it's like, how do you fit 9 years worth of words into this short conversation? I just felt every single butterfly you could possibly have on this earth in my stomach. I didn't expect for us to get back together right away, at least. But he was just like, I love you the exact same. And literally every emotion I felt, he felt it. And I was like, this is it. That was my initial reaction to everything. I didn't get like a life sentence. I didn't think of it, nothing like that. It was more so like, okay, now what we gonna do to fix this? I just went right into solve this problem mode. Hello? How's your day going? I talk to him all day. He need to slow down, because them calls cost, but we talk all day and I love it. I try to visit him physically twice a month. Being able to see him physically, obviously that's the best part. As far as my kids go, I feel like we're setting positive examples for them. My younger son, he now understands jail, and we have not only tried to teach him that this isn't a place you want to be, but just because you're there, it doesn't make you any less of a person. He initially proposed to me over the phone. I'm like, yes, yeah, let's get married. Come on, let's do it. I'm with it, let's do it. That day was very nerve-wracking. I always imagined having a big wedding and more people being there. He wanted more people to be there too. He was kind of like, babe, I'm so sorry that I'm not able to give you this. And you could tell when he was reading his vows to me, He was so nervous, and I just thought that was so cute. I'm satisfied. He could have gave me a ring pop as a ring, and I would have been perfectly fine because I know his heart and I know his intention. I was initially a little nervous about telling my mom. I tell her everything, so she knew we were back in communication. She knew that this was something that I always wanted, especially with him. So she was kind of like, "Are you serious?" I invited my mama over today to talk about me and Manny's relationship. She's brutally honest, so I expect she's gonna have some words.
When she first told me that she was getting back together with him, I was real skeptical. I made mistakes in the past being with people that's incarcerated and then it don't work out. When he come home and it's all this temptation out here, who's to say what's gonna happen? That's my worst fear. You need to think about the reality.
So what was your concern when we got back together and you realized he was in jail this time?
Baby. Okay, I was like having skeptical kind of thoughts. Knowing the type of person that he is and for the crime that he's in jail for, it's like, what happened? Like, because I never knew him to be like a thug. So when I heard about the cases or whatever, I'm like, oh no, people change, you know? And I just didn't want you to get into a situation and regret it. I want to know that your future is bright. We feel like when he do come home, it's gonna be this type of way. Okay, he's gonna nurture you. He's gonna be there for the boys. He's gonna do what it takes to be the man that he is. But what if it don't work out like that? Yeah. What if he do come home, and what if he do have an eye, or you know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying I won't make mistakes, but I do take what you say into consideration with a lot of things that I do. And I try my hardest not to lose myself because I get what you're saying. But I do think if worse comes to worse, I'm still enjoying him now. You know, like this is still what's making me happy in these moments. I don't feel like it will ever be a waste because I'm being loved the way I never thought somebody could.
I want you to support your husband. I never tell you not to support him or not to be there for him. But as far as you goes, like, you know, I've been married before. I'm divorced. And I lost myself in that marriage. However, I don't want to spoil the energy or nothing like that, so I'm going to support you in your dreams and whatever you feel like makes you happy, then I want to be there in that moment.
Well, I definitely appreciate you coming and just be honest because I knew you was going to be honest, and I love you.
I love you more.
I like to say to the people that judge my decisions that it's probably some things that I don't like that they do, but I don't judge them. There's nothing wrong to me with loving somebody. This is what I'm doing. I'm just loving someone. It doesn't matter where he's at, where he resides, I love someone. The future holds a lot for us. He will be coming home, and I'm certain of that, I'm sure. As soon as he's out and they see that he is the man that he said he was gonna be, it's gonna be like, wow, you really were in love, and that's beautiful.
What's the first thing you're gonna do when he gets released?
You really wanna know the first thing I'm gonna do?